but then there was all like this like Epstein stuff, Weinstein stuff, all these guys whose last names sound like me.
Yeah,
I heard
too
this,
many Steens in the mix.
I watched this podcast with this guy. I can't think of his name, but he's a genius. He's some sort of like
Harley. It's called Binge Eater Podcast. Oh,
no.
Okay.
This guy's the guest is like this theoretical physicist. He's just bonkers genius, man. And he got to meet Epstein. Epstein liked to meet influential people connected with Harvard's physics department. He was well connected there. And obviously we know he's hanging out with wheelchair man Stephen Hawking amongst other people, right? Like Hawking's on the list. He was on the island and stuff like that. I don't think he was diddling anybody. And what's he get? You can't get off. There's no way he's like typing with his tongue, telling bitches what to do. I just don't believe it. But he was talking about who Epstein was. He's like, yeah, he like came into the meeting and the meeting was so bizarre. You know, like first of all, I saw a hidden camera looking at me right away, and I was like, okay, it's that kind of meeting. He's like, the tablecloth was an American flag, and so if you had to drink off of your country's flag, it was like it was a little fuck you to me, or it was his way of like rattling me a little bit. And
I thought it was based. It wasn't shown to have this American tablecloth.
No, it was like a disrespectful kind of thing. He's like, and as he came into the room, he was like, "Yep, I was just trading some currencies like currency traders like me do. You know how it is." And he was like, I very quickly realized this guy didn't trade currencies. He didn't, and that's where he supposedly got his money. Right? He's like where? So where did he? And the host is like, so where did he get his money? Who says he had any money? Who owned him? Who trained him? Who ran him as an operation? I don't think he did anything on his own volition. I think everything he was doing were orders from the top. I think he thinks the whole island was. By the way, that island wasn't that expensive. They mentioned the price of the island at $20 million, something like that. Like you know what I mean? What I'm saying is like a lot of people can afford a $20 million island, right? It's not like it's not like Bill Gates and Kanye.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast should buy it for a video. That'd be really on brand right now.
We're in international waters where all that stuff you heard about me doesn't count.
Exactly.
I took 100 of the world's most abandoned toddlers and put them on St. James Island.
It's called Lord of the Flies.
But that's what I think about Epstein. I think Epstein, I mean, clearly a bad guy. Look at him when he smiles, and it's fucking terrifying. He's got his teeth like don't have a second floor. He's got those little nub teeth.
Very gummy.
Very gummy.
Okay.
Like he's got 3 stories of gums. But I think that he was a Mossad agent. I think Mossad bought that island. I think Mossad made Epstein this wealthy guy. Then they plugged him into this.
Mossad is Israeli intelligence. Yes?
Yeah,
correct.
Okay. Yeah, and I think
it was like they got
him.
like you see that island. They have like paintings of Bill Clinton in a dress and stuff, and it's just kind of like I could see how this would be a really sneaky plan. Like it's like really like it's just like someone gave him his money. There was some rich guy that he was friends with that just gave him money.
Well, they don't know where it came from. They still don't.
I thought in that documentary they said some. Well, I guess they were just alluding that is a potential place, but it was just a rich guy that was like gave him money for no reason, so it still wasn't an explanation.
The guy I was watching was explaining that he was like, if he was moving currency at the rates that he would need to be moving them, the market would move. He would. You never saw that. That never happened. Mm-hmm. It's just a falsehood. What happened was Israel got a check from us, and they like forward to Jeffrey Epstein, and then he put it in his fucking Jeffrey Epstein money account, where money probably moved around a little, but didn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? It went in his out of his left pocket into his right, and then his job was to be plugged in the aristocracy and the power. The switch pullers or whatever you call it, key holders of like various institutions, governments, and industries, and then get sexual blackmail on them.
So and then it comes to now where it's like, the discussion is shifting, and they're on to the whole Epstein thing, and it looks like Jews are just like onto some creepy shit. Initiate the P. Diddy protocol. Mossad flips their switch on the thing that they did with Diddy, shifting the whole thing over to that community instead.
Diddy's a black Israelite.
They didn't think they were ever going to have to flip that switch, but they had it in their back pocket.
Kyle? I think to Kyle's point about the Mossad thing, I think like it would make sense if they had given money to Ghislaine Maxwell, because like her family is Mossad connected. Her father, Robert Maxwell, was a Mossad agent and very impactful in Israeli history.
Bro, like Epstein Island would make such a sick Hitman level
guy.
You guys ever play the Hitman video game?
I have not.
Oh,
Kyle
bro,
did. Kyle
a Hitman level on Epstein Island would be so sick. You like disguise as
dude, the Epstein Island, like the layout. Like imagine you're buying that like awesome island and you're like, all right, step one, let's put a really creepy temple right here, just like a weird building. Like that's clearly, there's something weird going on. Let's do that. Wait, we raided the island. We got all these, there's a bunch of computers and stuff there. We're going to check all these hard drives. Oh no, they're gone. Oh, fiddlesticks. Dang it. Oh gosh,
dude, I'm curious about, speaking of that, I'm curious about those tapes at these freak-offs.
No, I'm curious about that.
I don't think we'll find out to come out.
Yeah, I want to hit it back on the Robert Maxwell thing. He said he was a Israeli
agent. Yeah.
Right. So I just quick hit his Wikipedia page and I was like, oh, I hadn't heard that before. Let's see. They're saying he's a double or possibly even triple agent working with
double agent with the United Kingdom and Israel, correct?
And then it also says triple agent and Russia's in there somewhere. And I'm just like, a triple agent. I didn't even know that was part of. That's a thing.
Okay. That's definitely a thing.
That's the third born movie. Yeah.
You know what? Like I feel like the whole Mossad thing and the concept of like, oh, you think that they planned this with this result with that much foresight? Come on, that's not. You think this is a movie? And then all of the terrorists' pagers blow up. And then their walkie-talkies. And if that happened if I played a Tom Clancy video game and that happened, I'd be like, I miss when the games were realistic. Yeah. They go with all this crazy. If that happened in like a movie, a Jason Bourne movie, that would be like the whole plot. 40 minutes would be dedicated to making the audience believe that he could intercept the terrorists and put in like a little tiny bomb. Oh, and then they switched the walkie-talkies, but those also blew up. Oh, and then all the top guys meet in a building, and then they strike that building and take the. Come on, dude! It's like lazy writing.
I think when they get if they ever do reveal how they did this, I think it's going to be that they didn't intercept anything. They were the company. They went and they bought a company through enough third-party companies, and then they licensed the product. So they could make them wherever, probably in Israel. And then they had a contact and I don't think they ever intercepted like a shipment of pagers and like tampered with them. I think they were the manufacturer that they were being ordered from. I think it was, said it was 10 years of planning on this.
Crazy. I don't know anything about that part of it, but in my conversation with my mom, where apparently I don't fairly chastise Hamas, she was telling me what they did was, you know how you can picture a pager with like 2 AA batteries in it or a smoke detector or whatever. One of the batteries was a fake. It looked like a AA battery, but it was actually a bomb. I don't know the mechanism of how they got it to trigger, but that was that's how they fooled everyone. Part.
They sent the text.
Yeah.
Well, it's the part after that. Like they sent the text to activate it, but how did they? I guess they redid the hardware.
Apparently, it was a 2 ounce. The bomb is like 2 ounces. So it's like, because you also have to hold it and not be like, God, this pager is so heavy.
Well, I think it was a fake AA battery, but how did they get that to explode?
Well, remember, like cell phones and pagers have long been used to trigger bombs. It's going to when it sends its electrical signal that normally goes to the display, I suppose, they're just probably ramping that voltage up a little bit and then sending it to a detonator. And a detonator is just something that pops and explodes from the electrical signal, and that's setting off the C4, and then you've got a bomb in your hands. It's so cool. I can't get over how cool it is.
It's crazy. Like, imagine you're a dude, like you're a Hezbollah guy, and you were like taking a shower, the pager blew up, you saw that happen, you're like, oh, that's crazy. And then like the next day, you were like taking a shit, left your walkie-talkie outside, it blew up. Also, you're like, oh fuck. And then you go home to play on your PS5. For sure, you're going to play FIFA. because you're a Hezbollah terrorist, you would play FIFA.
100%.
You're excited to play FIFA on PS5. You were looking at that thing and you were like, bro, the fucking bomb that they probably put in my PS5, you probably throw the thing out the window. You're like, no shot. No one's playing PlayStation in the house.